Schiit Jotunheim is a balanced headphone amplifier with a front XLR balanced output, but it also has a 1/4 inch headphone output. It suits quite a big range of over-ear headphones. Relatively speaking, it's a budget offering, but it's well made and solid, a hefty lump weighing around £6. The thing with the Jotunheim is it has more connections than a pyramid scheme, more inputs and outputs than you can shake a stick at. As well as the two front headphone sockets, there is an input switch and a front gain switch, which can be used to boost volume or signal in harder to drive headphones. On the back you have two XLR balanced inputs for connecting up an analog source or a DAC, as well as a single-ended RCA input for a DAC or analog source. This is what the SE stands for, by the way. Basically, in an RCA type connection, only one conductor contains a signal, hence why it's called single-ended. There are balanced and analog pre-outputs for connecting up powered speakers, so you could use it as a headphone amp on your desk with some desk-based active amplifier containing speakers. You also get the obvious on-off switch at the back. The USB input at the end is for connecting to the optional internal DAC, so you could use a USB cable from your laptop or your server or other digital source. You've got a choice over whether you want to use a Schiit Multibit DAC or the specified AK4490 DAC. You can alternatively spec a phono stage for $100, but this then excludes having a DAC option because there's either space for the DAC or the phono stage. Now in this test I'm using it with the Multibit DAC, and I also have focal clear headphones. 3 watts is not a lot in hi-fi terms, but you've got to bear in mind that that 3 watts is right up against your ears, so you don't need a lot. Now obviously the power the headphones get depends upon resistance. Higher the resistance, lower the power they get. I guess you could think of it like water in a stream. The bedrocks impede the water, and the more they do so, the less power the stream has. These focal clear headphones I have pretty low resistance. I tried the Jotunheim against a JDS Labs Atom amp. Now this is only outputting around a watt per channel and it costs $100, so you'd expect this type of power for this price. You often hear it said that as long as your headphones are driven well, you don't need much power, as the volume of headphones is an equation of their sensitivity. But this somewhat misses the point on why you need a powerful headphone amp like this Jotunheim, and that reason is one of dynamics and detail. It just means that having more power on tap, the headphones can work better, and working better, they provide more detail. They're more impactful with bass, which is more on and off and more realistic. Just think of the bass stopping and starting better, so sounding more like it really would. Less car stereo bass, more accurate hi-fi sounding bass. It's definitely easy to discern this difference in power from 1 watt per channel to 3 watts. Another thing to say about this headphone amp is that the front 1/4 inch socket outputs much less power than the balanced front XLR socket. So preferably, if you can, use this headphone amp with balanced headphones. As you've heard me saying, this unit is named Jotunheim with a silent J, apparently named after giants of Norse mythology, the Jotnar. One thing I found is that the Jotunheim allows your headphones to get on with their sonic qualities with this extra quality and power on offer. So if they're smooth like some Meze 99 Neos I have, they'll become smoother. If they're slightly hazy with treble, like some Grado SR225s, they'll get a little hazier. On the other hand, if they're ultra balanced, like some focal clears, they'll get better. So accentuating bad traits of headphones is not like saying this shit is shit here, because it's doing what it says on the tin. This isn't an amp that's valve smooth, but to most tastes it will be bang on the money of what is acceptable in good headphone quality sound. So it's going to be unlikely that you're going to have any grumbles with it. Now, I got a full idea of what it's capable of. I tried it in different systems with a Chord Cutis DAC, with an Ineos Zenith. I tried the Multibit DAC. I tried it with a Yamaha streamer. I tried it with other streamers. I tried it with a laptop. I tried it with a Dragonfly Cobalt. I pretty much got a full understanding of what this thing can do. The Multibit DAC does present with a little bit of sheeniness compared to a much more expensive DAC like a Chord Cutis, but this is unsurprising because they're not price comparable. It will get you all the resolution you need, maybe not the same bass response, soundstage and realism of a Chord Cutis DAC in using these focal clears. You probably want to be using a slightly better DAC if you're using it with headphones of the quality of the focal clears, but if you're comparing it with headphones around the same price, I think you'll find it fine. It somewhat puts the Multibit DAC and the headphone amp parts of this headphone amp in parting ways with one another, but then I guess it is an option, so it's not like you're getting the DAC with the unit. One thing to say is it's still very good as a headphone amp, driving headphones of the quality of focal clear that are 3-4 times more expensive. Don't think that just because it's an inexpensive unit that it's not performing well, because it does. Admittedly, I didn't get to compare the Jotunheim with similar price competition other than the less expensive JDS Labs Atom amp, but what it comes across to me as is a good all-rounder. Not only its sound and multi-bit DAC, but its build quality, its connections both front and back, and so it's very flexible. It's in this sense that it's a good all-rounder and why it's a great product. It's what the Schiit ethos is all about on all accounts. Just sell good quality audio that does the job well, but not at crazy prices. And for this, I think it's a winner for the money, and I can definitely recommend it.